In this exciting interview with one of my first students ever, Matitz, he's gonna show you how he's made more than $1 million with his Shopify stores and how he makes $100,000 to $200,000 per month right now with a 30% profit margin, 30 to 60K a month profit, all strategy, all to the detail, no mindset, no theory, everything that you need to know to absolutely crush it. Watch until the end. All right, I am here with Matitz, one of my students from the very early beginning when I started actually teaching people. We've known each other for about 3 years now, and he's recently hit the $1 million in his Shopify store mark, and now he's absolutely crushing 100K months. And the goal for this year, again, $1 million for the whole year with your Shopify store. Welcome to the channel, and give a little introduction to people here.
Yeah, hi Rafael, thanks for having me. You're right, basically I was probably one of your first students back in 2018. It's been a long way, a lot of ups and downs, but yeah, we can dig right into the thing.
Awesome. So how did you start, and why did you have a motivation to start Shopify? Why not, do the regular thing?
Well, basically, I'm an architect by profession. I just finished my master's. At the time, I was living in Japan, and I knew that I want to do something on my own. My girlfriend was working in an architecture studio, and I had a lot of time because there was no people around that I would know and so on. So I heard about dropshipping during our traveling, and then decided to dig more into it, find support, see how other people are doing it, and then test a lot of stuff. And then I figured that it would be better to take mentorship or some sort of that. So that's when I came across you, and you helped a lot with basically just filling in the gaps that I couldn't get from the content on YouTube. With all your trainings and all that stuff just made me keep going because I saw that results can happen. But yeah, it's a lot of failing and a lot of frustration and all of those things that basically prevent you to keep going. But so basically I also quit in between and was trying to do other stuff. But yeah, it's just about, I don't know, also having some sort of people around you that you see that are succeeding, and you were always, I was trying to see your success, how you made it, and talked with you a lot. So that gave comfort as well. So that, yeah, those are the main things I'd say.
Yeah, it motivated you to have, because yeah, I remember you were in Japan. I completely forgot about that. And I was in Japan for like a month, and it was even hard to talk to people. Like, people would be weird, like, I don't, foreigner, yeah, I don't want to talk to him. So I would imagine you like living in Japan, not having kind of co-workers to hang out with, or at least people to hang out with. It's really hard to get that motivation to start. So online is the best way. So it was a long way for you to actually get to that million, but what was, let's say, the tipping point where you went from maybe making a couple of sales, not really doing much, to being on the path where you said, okay, I got this. I'm gonna make this work. What was that?
I'm not really sure. I think that the main thing that changed like a year ago was I was trying on my own. Again, I thought that I have enough of knowledge and all of those things, but then I took other mentorship, higher ticket, and then saw how they are doing it, and I like the whole dropshipping place also became more competitive, so it was harder and harder. So basically that helped me a lot. But even with that mentorship, it was like you test like 10 or 20 products, and then you spend 2 to 5K on that, and then you start questioning, like, I learned everything, I did everything correctly, why are not the numbers not showing? I'm not really sure. I think that I had people around me that were supporting me, my girlfriend saying keep pushing, keep doing it, because I had like other jobs to support myself. I didn't want to do architecture anymore, so I was trying to find a way to still make money but focus on dropshipping, because I knew that somehow it can go through. I always just, since the right of the beginning, I knew that this business model is something I want to do, and first time in my life I really felt like it. So that's why I just pursued it on and on and on and on, through the failures and through everything, even like anxiety, and then like you face a lot of problems, and when you finally reach that first winning product, you feel like you're a winner. But then you get like PayPal locks and shit like that, and just kill you
every step of the way.
So, yeah.
Problems. So. And okay, the first winning product, are you still running it, or can you talk a little bit about that?
Basically, the first few products that worked well died out quite quickly, because I was focusing on products that were more interlacing two niches. So they were smaller. Like one of them, I can just say it, like was piano stickers. That was parenting and piano. So the audience and everything was small, and it died out in a month or two. But otherwise, most products afterwards, when I focused more on broader niches and building multiple stores, became easier. I could figure out how to rotate the creatives, how to find new audiences, to populate lookalikes and so on, so you can drag the product for longer. But in general, yeah, everything is more seasonal. So I didn't have a product that would last me for a year or something like that yet, but still a long way to, a lot to learn still in the industry, basically.
It's normal for products to last 3 months, maybe even less. But yeah, it goes in those cycles. You get a product really well for like 6 months, and then you feel like, that everything is down now. I need to find another gem to start selling. I can definitely relate to that. So you found those winning products, they started dying out. What was, let's say, the process, if you can talk about the process that you followed to get from maybe $10,000 to that 7-figure mark? Was it just spending more money on Facebook ads, scaling Facebook? Was it using multiple traffic sources? Was it just you got lucky with that product and it blew up? What was that process?
Basically, it was like the first few products didn't really make a lot of money. It was the lower profit margin because it was lower ticket products in general. What basically made the difference was finding a little bit higher ticket product with a higher profit margin, not super high ticket, but was between $30 and $50 sales price. With quantity breaks and with all the upsells, I was able to get that product to a really good ROI. And then basically when I made my first 10 to 20K, I was able to reinvest it into human resources, like people, hiring other people working for me, organizing the job, and then expanding into multiple stores. So whenever I was doing new research, having a winner, I would immediately move to finding the next winner and have other people handle that store, and then expand in that way to constantly be in the flow of believing and doing everything as much as possible. Because when one product starts to die out, and if you have the next one in the pipeline that you can scale, you can keep that momentum and you can ride the wave, and then the revenue just keeps flowing. But if you let it die out and then you lose the belief and you go into a little bit of downward spiral, that happened a few times as well, then it's a little bit harder. So basically the deal breaker was getting more help, basically having an overview of the whole business and then expanding into multiple stores.
So you became, instead of, hustling on the business, to more of a CEO point where so that's really interesting. So you got one store, you got it profitable, you hired people, and you sort of stepped away from it a little to focus on the other store. So it typically happens with products, but you did it with stores. So it's also a great way to be diversified. Something happens with one store, it gets taken down.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
accidentally do something wrong and you still have other stores. So really good strategy. When it comes to hiring people, because that's something that obviously is very hard, especially in the beginning, hiring someone that will actually help you. What do you think is the best advice you would tell yourself when you first hired your first few people? What would you tell yourself to do?
I didn't really like VAs. I use only for customer service and like order fulfillment, things like that. I mean, order fulfillment now is automated completely, but customer service and those kind of things. But for like video editing, creating the content on the store, or like basic ads management, LLA creation, things like that, I like to have someone in the office so I can tell them immediately if they don't know something, the communication is better. I can immediately see, fix this, fix that, like directly in the editor, so they don't have to send it back and forth, things like that. So what I would say is try to hire someone that you know from before, that you know is reliable and things like that, and know their skills. And also, I'm a little bit worried about when people figure out too much that they would go on their own. Managing that or giving just the right amount, maybe giving a percentage of the company later stages. Those are the things that I want to focus on, to automate the business completely and have a few people that go with me rather than leave me at the point when they see they can do it on their own. So yeah, the basic thing is, as I said, having someone in the office, that's what I would suggest.
Yeah, having someone that, I think for content, you definitely, that's the best advice you could give. Like actually hire someone. We actually went to a university in Hungary and just looked for people that were studying video editing and found a guy who we would pay him like $3 per video because there the currency is really high. And he would do really good videos in the office, really well done. We would look at everything he was doing. We were always kind of scared that he would just start dropshipping himself. Yeah, but that's definitely a great thing. Just find someone that can do it in the house. Great advice. So in terms of numbers, obviously people want to know a little bit more detail. Let's say from your first million in revenue that you made, how much of that was the profit on an estimate, or if you know the exact amount?
Well, at the beginning, there was a lot of loss or breaking even, first couple of 100K probably. And then later I had, with lower ticket products that were dying out and PayPal problems, that there was 5 to 15% profit margin. At the moment, we are doing over 30, even some days. You evolve through time. So now we do like 100 to 200K revenue a month. I don't know. In general, maybe 15% was from all the, because that revenue includes a lot of errors and a lot of failures and all of that stuff as well. But from this point on, the profit margin is 20 to 30, I would say, or 25 to 35%.
Very nice, man. And you're making 100K a month. This year, you're basically making about 30 to 60K a month profit. That's really well done. Not a lot of people can say that, especially if you're dropshipping. So it's serious. And especially, I've seen your transition. You really take it seriously. It's not just, I'm going to make some money with this dropshipping store or something. You actually treat it like a business owner. You hire people, make sure you hire people in-house, in office. You treat it seriously, and that's how you get those results. So really good.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what's the next step after obviously making that million and now you're making 100K a month? Do you want to stay at that level? Do you want to grow it even bigger? What's the next step?
Well, at the moment, we started doing like finding winning products consistently on more of a consistent basis. So at the moment, I really want to focus on the team understanding everything completely and making it clear where we are going so they feel comfortable growing with the company. So for the next 6 months, definitely working on that. And then from that point on, see how it goes. If we can expand the team on the long run, I want to reduce the hours that I'm putting in dropshipping wise. And I'm focusing recently more into consulting basically. So I enjoy doing that a little bit more rather than grinding on the stores. So yeah, long term, I want to automate it as much as possible and move into branding. I have a couple of ideas of the brand, but I want to have the enough capital to be safe when I transition to that, and in between work on consulting and less on the dropshipping business.
Nice. So the first thing you said that's definitely important is knowing where you and the whole team, if you're going in the same direction. Because I always had that. One of the people in the team, he wanted to make like $1 million a month, $2 million a month. And I was like, yeah, if we go to that level, it's going to crash really hard because we don't have the type of space. And then another guy wanted to chill, do 50K a month. So yeah, that is, everybody needs to be on the same place. So it's definitely good advice there. And if you were to look at yourself, back in Japan, 2018, what would you tell yourself as an advice in your business? So if you were to go back and erase those mistakes that you did, they might have helped you get to where you are. But what would be the advice that you would give yourself?
I think the main thing would be focusing on problem solving and testing more things, and also finding as many mentors as possible from the beginning until you find something that really clicks and works for you. But the main thing that I was doing wrong, I think, was that I just created the ads, audiences, and chose a product. And then if it didn't work out, I moved to the next one, and then just on and on and on, when I should focus on really analyzing everything, analyzing the angles of the product, knowing what clicks with people, how to convince them, how to get their emotions out of it, like more analysis on the certain thing that you want to sell and not just putting it out there. If I would know what I know now back in 2018, when it was that much easier, it would skyrocket probably super fast.
Sure, but now all that process has made you into this, hardcore business owner that you are now. So really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And what are some last things you would say to the audience here in terms of, it could be, for example, something that helped you, one piece of advice that helped you, or maybe something that you would tell people, hey, don't focus on branding in the beginning, focus on this type of advertising. Or I had another person here say, no, when you do Facebook ads, make sure you focus on just one country. Don't go broad and start testing a lot of things. So if you were to give just one thing, one little nugget of gold, what would that be?
It's a bit hard to say because there's so many things you can do. I would definitely focus on probably just tier 1 countries and low ticket products at the beginning, like super low ticket, and like do a general store to see which niche is gonna start working, and then collect data and focus on that from that point. Otherwise, one thing that changed a lot for me was doing as much upsells from right off the bat. As soon as you start testing, it's gonna save you a lot of money. So I think that would be probably the golden nugget that is saving me money recently. Because I used to just say, I'm gonna test the product, and then I spent 1K on the product when I could make much more back. Because even if you're breaking even with all the upsells, you can even be profitable and drag the product for a while and make a lot of profit out of it. Have 5 of those kind of products, and then you start really make profit, even if virtually you're basically breaking even. I'd say
Upsells make you profitable. Awesome. What app do you use for upsells? What do you recommend?
Zipify.
Okay.
Basically for post-purchase, it's great. I mean, they're now still working on the PayPal integration, but after that, it's going to be really good. And one thing that not a lot of people try is pre-purchase upsell with something. I mean, I'm not going to just throw it out there, but if someone wants to know, I'm happy to share it with the person that's going to contact me. But yeah, with the pre-purchase upsell, that's making me a lot of money at the moment. Just some sort of secret sauce that I can share.
Add to cart upsells, like right in the product page or right in the cart page, they definitely work. It's just you have to find the right balance, because most of the times people just get annoyed, or it's an app that doesn't really work. So I'm really happy you found that you got it to work. So that's
Zipify is really good for both pre-purchase and post-purchase.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matitz, for all the information, for the motivation, man. You're $1 million maker in Shopify and dropshipping. You're gonna make $1 million this year. So let us know any more questions that you have for Matitz down in the comments. I'll make sure to tell him, and I'll comment down below. So thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe. Thank you, Matitz.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now that you know Matitz's story, if you want to get results like that and absolutely crush it with your Shopify store, and you want to work with me directly to give you the guidance that you need to succeed with your store, make sure to book a free discovery call with the first link down in the description. Talk to me, talk to my team. Let's see if we're the right fit to work together and get you insane results for your store. Make sure to click that first link down in the description. And if you want to find out more about Shopify, about dropshipping, I have tons of videos here on the channel. If you want to check out the last one I made on how to find winning products that will make you 10K per day, just like Matitz, make sure to check the video out right here. It's going to pop up right here. You can click on it, check my strategy for that, subscribe, hit that notification bell and that like button, and I'll see you on the next video.